So I've been brainstorming some ideas that I've want in the next Mortal Kombat game, and I came up with a list of 17 things that I would like to see added on launch to Mortal Kombat 1. Now you have to understand Mortal Kombat is ever changing and it's always trying to do something new. However, there are certain mechanics I would like to see make a comeback. Also, you'll notice that some of the things on the list are new things that I would like to see added as well. And if you don't already know, I'm a streamer on Twitch. I stream Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So come hang out over there if you want to talk about Mortal Kombat. It's entirely up to you. But anyways, that's enough for the shameless plug. Let's dive on in. So the first thing I would like to see in Mortal Kombat 1 is gonna have to be the combo breaker. I want the combo breaker to come back, like the combo breaker from Mortal Kombat 9, where you had to use bar to break someone off a ground combo. Like that needs to come back. Also, breakaway, I don't like the breakaways because like they don't impact if the person's on the ground. Maybe make it so that breakaways could also be the ground and aerial, so you could have it be on the same bar. You know what I mean? Like Scorpion and Johnny Cage abused the hell out of that in Mortal Kombat 11. It was super annoying. Like if you can't break out of a combo on the ground, like you're pretty much just stuck taking all that free damage for Johnny Cage and Scorpion. But anyways, like I hope they do something about that, so that first the first combo, like you can break out of the first, like even if it's like the first couple hits, you can break out of that combo. Like it just will make it much easier, and like it also adds the element of strategy. It's like, okay, do I break out the one on the ground or do I break it out when I get comboed into the air? You know, like it gives you that extra time to think. It's like, okay, it makes you think, you know what I mean? You get what I'm saying. But anyways, so that's the first thing. The second thing I would like to see added is either X-rays or something similar to an X-ray. I want them to get rid of fatal blows, because fatal blow, like you do nothing to earn that, and then like that can literally decide like a round or even a fight if someone gets off a fatal blow. Like it's kind of like unfair that you having to do all this, you're doing all this just to kill somebody, and then they can just get like a Devourer or Scorpion fatal blow that takes off like 40 to 45% of your health, and then you die because of that. Like, to me, like I don't want it to be so new player friendly, I guess you would say, and I might be in a minority on that, but like I feel like Mortal Kombat is like a game that you have to be to know how to play. You go into the lab, you learn combos, you do that, and like that's just how it is. It's a more competitive fighting game than like I feel like other fighters. Also, I want this new thing, whether it's S-rays or fatal blows, whatever. I want it to share the same bar as the super bar. I want it to be the same bar that you use to use your special abilities to extend combos. I want it to go back to being part of that, because I feel like they had it right and perfect. So it was so good in Mortal Kombat 9, and that's when like it made people think of, okay, should I waste my meter to do the combo, or should I try and save it and do it into my X-ray combo? Like that, for me, that was perfect. I hope that they go back to that. I'm not gonna count my chickens before they hatch, but I really hope they go back to that eventually, even if it's not in this game. Like that's just, it was such a good system. Also, for the third thing I want on this list is going to be tech rolls. Tech rolls and the breakaway should be on the same stamina bar. I would love to see if they came back and that they were awesome, because they were awesome. They, like when you get knocked down, you can either use it defensively to roll out of a light combo that someone's gonna do on you, or you can use it aggressively, kind of turn the tables on them, so they think they have all the pressure on you. You can just jump up behind them and just combo them really quickly if they're not ready or prepared for that fight. So like it was like tech rolls is such a good aspect to the game, and I feel like it needs to come back in the next one as well. Now, the fourth thing that I want to see added to the game is probably going to be throw cancels, because they were so good. Because some people just spam throws, and being able to cancel out of a throw if you guess right, I think that's just awesome, because like it stops people from spamming throws. Like it's so good, especially when you get it off and then you can start comboing right after. Like maybe there should be like some kind of what you call it, like like if you get throw canceled, if they throw canceled you, that you stagger there for like a extra second so you get comboed on. Because like I feel like if you try to grab somebody and they cancel out of your throw, you should get punished for it. but that's just me. Like, but anyways, the next thing I want to see in the game is I might be in the minority here, but I would be totally fine if they took out crushing blows, because I feel like certain characters in MK11, especially like Garrus, Cabal, like they got their crushing blows like really easily. Meanwhile, other characters, it took forever to get their crushing blows, and when they did get the damage, like the damage is just too much. The crushing blows do too much damage, and then being able to combo off a crushing blow, like, I don't know. Like, I like crushing blows, but I feel like they shouldn't do as much damage. So if you're gonna add the crushing blows back to the next game, I think they should regulate the damage a little bit more, because like I feel like the damage was too much in the Nets in the Mortal Kombat 11. So I would be totally fine if they took it out, because that it just didn't make sense for certain. Like, your whole health bar would be gone, and 2 crushing blows, and some characters like Cabal get it really easily. Okay, so the 6th thing I would like to see added back is running. Bro, I miss running combos in Mortal Kombat 10. Like, running combos were so dope. Like, they just looked cool to watch. It felt good when you were able to get the run down and hit and get the hit perfectly. Like, it was so satisfying. Especially, like, that's why I hope that this Mortal Kombat is super combo heavy, because I feel like in Mortal Kombat 11 it wasn't like it wasn't very creative. It wasn't a whole lot of options to create combos on there, and it didn't scratch the itch for me in like terms of comboing and stuff like that. So I hope that they do add running and just make the combos a little bit more complex and like cool to watch. You know what I mean? So number 7, I want them to take out the variation system. I'm sick of variations. I'm being honest. Like, I don't care for it. Like, I feel like the whole point of having so many characters in a game is that you pick a character for each situation. You know what I mean? So like, say you got somebody, your opponent picked a spamming character. Okay, you can pick a spamming character. I'll pick this character to try and counter that spam, versus, oh, well, this variation of Scorpion has this ability and he can stop doing this. You can stop doing this. He can stop doing this. He can do this. Like, I don't want that. Like, having to be reliant on abilities that you can't that you have to personally select, I think that's dumb, and I think that takes away from the other characters on the roster, because if one character can do everything, why would you pick another one? Like, that's the whole point of having so many characters, because each character brings you something completely different from each one. So I would be 100% okay if they just took out the variation system. Like, to me, that's not necessary, and it honestly shouldn't have happened in Mortal Kombat. Like, that was cool. Like, they could have added that to Injustice, but to me, it being in Mortal Kombat just didn't make sense. The one thing I want to see come back is Conquest. So, like, that's gonna be the 8th thing that I want in the game. I want Conquest to come back. Like, Mortal Kombat Deception's Conquest was awesome. Like, if they could build on what they did back then, like with today's graphics, it could be so dope. Like, I was looking I think it was like today, I saw that Street Fighter is doing something similar to Conquest, like, and it looked dope, and I'm just like, man, Conquest, like, in this era, like at this age, like, it would be so dope. So if they can come back to it, like, have you be a Shaolin monk or something like that, and just be going through the story, or you don't have to be a Shaolin monk. Maybe you're maybe like it could take place like in a different time period or something, or in a different timeline. Like, there's so many things you can do with the Conquest, especially with the way Mortal Kombat is right now, where you can be in different timelines. Maybe you can kind of go, or you can, dude, Conquest could be Liu Kang shaping the realms. Like, it could be Liu Kang's journey from when the time first started to the point of this game. You know what I mean? Like, that could be how you explain how everything went down, how Liu Kang met the Great Kung Lao, taught him, and then got into the modern period. Like, that could be how that you tell the story of that. Like, dude, I really hope that that's what they're doing. They're gonna do with the story, because like they said, this is the longest they've ever worked on a Mortal Kombat game, and I don't know if it's true, but I've been reading out that John Tobias is back with working with NetherRealm. Like he's an executive in the Warner Brothers, and he just got promoted to creative director, and then Ed Boon got promoted. So I don't know if those two coincide, but I hope they do, because John Tobias, when he was on Mortal Kombat Story, was perfect. Like these new writers, like, don't get me wrong, they didn't do a bad job, but they're not John Tobias. John Tobias, like, he understands Mortal Kombat, you know what I mean? Like, I think it would be cool to have that. Also, I would love to see Mortal Kombat make a comeback. You know, the little racing part, like kind of like Mario Party, not Mario Party, but Mario Kart. Like I would love for that to come back. Like have some funny games, or even you can do something like Mario Party where you can have a bunch of mini games and you win something. Maybe you win the Earth Realm Champion or something like that, or mini game champion. Like it could be something very similar to that. That could be like really, really cool. So like that's the ace thing that I think could be added. Like, I'm sorry that kind of went on a little tangent there with the conquest mode and then the party games, but you guys, you understand, like there's so many things that you can do with the game, especially like now, like there's so many ways you can go with the game. So number 9 is gonna directly relate to the cameo fighters. So we haven't really got a whole lot of information on what cameo fighters do. Like I personally think it's gonna be something similar to like the towers in Mortal Kombat 11, when you could have side characters you could call in and have them do an ability to kind of help you. Now, here's my thing. I want 2 cameo fighters, like for a match. Like I think it should be your main character and then 2 cameo fighters. One cameo fighter is going to be your offensive one, and one's going to be your defensive one, or utility. You can be defensive or utility, and I think you should have 2 to 3 uses between both of them per match. That will keep it fresh, and it will make it so that people don't constantly spam the assist characters. And you want to keep this kind of system under control, because you don't want people to abuse it, and you don't want new players to not want to play the game because they can't get a grasp of it. And I feel like 2 to 3 uses is like that perfect amount of uses per match. So that's gonna be the 9th thing. That's gonna be cameo fighters. I'm sure we'll on the Ace we'll learn everything we need to know about how the cameo fighter system's gonna work. But this is what I'm hoping for. Now, the 10th thing that I want to see is I want to see more badass skins, bro. Because I feel like Mortal Kombat 11 kind of, I didn't like the skins. Like, okay, I won't say I didn't like the skins. They had some cool skins, but a lot of the skins were palette swaps. They were just different colors of the same skin. There was some skins where there was 8 to 10 different versions. They're just a different color for each one. To me, like, this is lazy. Like, it felt like they just rushed that out. And like for that, you could have took that time and just made a cool skin. I hope in this new one where they'll have a lot more badass skins and won't have that many palette swaps. Like, it's okay for a couple, but like to have 8 of the same skin, like to me it doesn't make sense. And like I get it, maybe they were on a time constraint and that's why they pumped out a bunch of the same skin, but I'm hoping in this new one that they don't go that route, and they go and they try and take their time with the skins and make them real badass skins. And I also hope, and I know this may not happen, but I hope they do more customizable accessories to really make your characters look different, because 3 accessories was cool for Mortal Kombat 11, but if they can expand on that and do like maybe 4 or 5 different things, or your gauntlets, your hat, like even you can wear earrings or necklaces or something, like dude, there's so much stuff they could do, like that it can really make your character stand out. So I don't want my character to look the same as someone else's character, you know what I mean? So if you can add like maybe 2 or 3 more accessories for each character, I feel like that could be really cool and like make people really want to play their characters, because you know there's gonna be more options, you know what I mean? So that was the 10th thing that I wanted to add. Now, number 11 is not so much adding, but expanding on the crypt. So Mortal Kombat 11 crypt was really awesome. It felt like a separate game entirely. You had to do puzzles. You could fight these little creatures. You had you saw people dying in the thing. It was just awesome. It was a bunch of awesome. You had to like do something here to unlock this. Like I want them to expand upon that. Like maybe even have it so you have a stamina bar when you're fighting, and you have maybe potions and stuff like that you can craft. Like, because you know they had the crafter in the game where it was like random. Maybe make it so you can make mana and HP potions, and like make it into a separate game, like almost entirely. Like I think it could be cool, and bring like a little RPG thing, and if done right, it could be like a little rest from the competitive aspect of the game. Maybe just more like story written type thing. Like, I don't know. I feel like there's so much you could do with the way they made the not Conquest, but the Crypt. It was so awesome in Mortal Kombat 11. I hope they expand on that idea, and like it's cool. So I really hope that they do that. So that's gonna be the number 11 thing that I would like to see done, if they can. I really hope they can. Okay, so number 12. Now I want to see animalities as well as harakiri's come back. I haven't seen animalities, I think, since Mortal Kombat 4 was the last time we saw animalities. And like with today's graphics and the engines they run in, dude, those animalities could be really cool. But if I have to choose between the two, then I would rather get the harakiri's, because some people like to abuse the fatalities, especially like when the game's been out for a few years and you've seen the fatality like 100,000 times. I would rather be able to have harakiri's that I could just kill myself before they do it. Okay, so I really hope that they do that. They add harakiri's into the game and animalities. But if I had to pick, harakiri's. Now, the 13th thing that I want to talk about is in Mortal Kombat 11. They added 3 new characters. All 3 characters were bad guys. Cetrion, the Collector, and Garrus were all people on the bad team. Now this game, I want 3 new good characters, or even two to one, maybe 2 new good characters and 1 bad character. Like, I want them to do that. I want to see more characters come out on the good side, especially since this is a hard reboot of the series. Like, it'd be cool if they can make new characters and it won't be like, oh, what they're doing there, because now this is a whole new era. People have different background and stuff. Like, even make Frost a good guy, like a good girl, you know what I mean? But like, there's so much things they can add into the game. Maybe have another Shiryu member be in the game if Scorpion is not a part of Lin Kuei, like I think he is. I think he might be a part of the Lin Kuei, just because of the way he had the badge, then he had like this medallion that kind of looked like the Lin Kuei medallion, but you know, I'm not saying that it is, but it could be. So the 14th thing I want to see is, I want Combat League to come back. I want it to be I want it to come back with a Combat League store where you could earn Combat League coins that are separate from everything else. And then maybe if you couldn't play the Combat League like you wanted to, because maybe something in real life happened and you couldn't get around to doing the Combat League, that you can purchase said skins that you missed out on with the coin, and have it. It could be expensive, because a lot of people are gonna play the Combat League, so over a period of time you're gonna get enough points to get that, or you can even do like a microtransaction thing where you can buy the coins as well. I mean, there's certain ways you can do it, and they're gonna try and make it so it's profitable for them. So if you did it like that, it could be really, really dope, especially if you on launch with Combat League. You don't even have to be on launch, but like over a couple months, you can even add the old Combat League skins from characters from Mortal Kombat 11 and have it so you could buy those skins and just have it be more of a discounted price, since technically you already had the skins in Mortal Kombat 11, but if you want to use it in Mortal Kombat 1, you could be able to use it in Mortal Kombat 1. So I think that could be something it'll give people a reason to grind Combat League, because there's so many, like, I can't even tell you, like, I had no interest in grinding Combat League, especially like when they didn't have the skins from one of my characters. I'm like, okay, well, I'm not gonna do it this season. Excuse me. Now, the 15th thing that I want is, I don't know if you guys noticed, but in Mortal Kombat, and like a lot of the Mortal Kombats, to me, it doesn't, like, Liu Kang doesn't really seem like he's fighting like a Shaolin. Like, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but like, I feel like if we're going in terms of fighting ability, I feel like Kung Lao fights more like a Shaolin than Liu Kang does, where he has all the punches and different types of kicks. Like, especially in Mortal Kombat 11, Kung Lao has such good kicks and punch combos, whereas Liu Kang, like, he just had the fork kicks, he knock you in the air. He'll have these regular punches that anybody can do that studies any kind of martial arts. Like, I want in the next game Liu Kang to feel like he was trained by the Shaolin and to fight like flurries, and just like, I want him to be able to fight like actual Shaolin. Like, I know Liu Kang's that easy character because he's similar to Ryu, but I want it to be where Liu Kang fights like a Shaolin. You know, I'm a big Liu Kang fan, and I want him to fight like, you know, because I want it to be where people who aren't that skilled don't pick up Liu Kang. You can make somebody else into that. You can make Johnny Cage the easiest character people could use when they're first starting out in the game. Like, that's just something I want from Liu Kang. I doubt it'll happen because Liu Kang's like the flagship character in Mortal Kombat. So I feel like the main character of the series, they're gonna make him easy. And plus, with his new abilities, I'm sure they're gonna add like a bunch of cool abilities with lightning. What I also want to see here is I want to see the stages go back to the way they used to be, like Mortal Kombat 3, where it's like what you call it, like, you know how they had that Cyrax map where Cyrax is in the sand and he's like kind of sinking in the sand. Like, I want cool and creative maps like that, like not like Mortal Kombat X and Mortal Kombat 10 with the technology maps. I don't want to see that in this game. I want them to go back, and I want it to feel like a Mortal Kombat game, like even like take some shots from like Mortal Kombat the original movie, where you see all those like broken statues on the ground, black skies, and where Liu Kang's about to fight Reptile. Like, there's so many ways they can create good maps, and I want it to feel more like Oriental. Like, I want it to feel like, you know, they're in China. I want it to feel like, you know, they're in Outworld or in Denia. Like, I want different locations. I want the maps to be really, really cool. So like, I really hope they worked on the maps and make them really interactive, and I want them to put in like stages where you can uppercut. You know how like in Mortal Kombat 3 they had that one map where you're in a train station, and if you uppercut them, they'll be in like the top building, and then you can uppercut them again, and then they'll be at the very top floor with the gargoyles. I think that's what it is. I don't know, maybe I'm misremembering it, but even like you can do like Mortal Kombat, what was it? Mortal Kombat Deception, where you can knock them through the screen, where it doesn't have to be 3D style to do that. You can do that in a 2D game. Like, it's just ways to do it. So I'm hoping they can do something with stage to make the stages more interactive, not just grabbing an item and hitting somebody with it. Like, make it so they can get knocked into the building and stuff like that. Like, I hope they could go back to that, like they did in Mortal Kombat 3. Now, the next thing, so the number 16, is the brutalities. Now, I don't know how you guys feel about the Mortal Kombat 11 brutalities, but for me, I didn't find them very satisfying. I wanted to go back to the Mortal Kombat 3 days, where if you got the brutality the right way, they would just do this long kind of combo into the brutality where they blow the body apart. Like, I think that was so good the way, and it felt so satisfying when you get the combo down. So hopefully they can do something like that, or even if they can add the brutalities like they did in Mortal Kombat 11, but have that one be a brutality you can do too. So give you a plethora of options to do the brutalities in the way you want to. But yeah, like, sorry about going on tangent, but that one right there, like, I really want the brutalities to go the way they used to be. So number 17, lastly, and I don't know if I'm in the minority here with this with this idea, but I want the armor damage to come back. Dude, like Mortal Kombat 9, the armor damage, like where you would get hit and you would get bruised up and have scratches and cuts and then blood and dirt on your face, like the way that could look in the new engine that they're using could be so fire. Like, I doubt it's gonna be in this game, but if they were to do that, bro, I would be so hyped for that, because I love that in Mortal Kombat 9. I used to be up to 5 o'clock in the morning playing Mortal Kombat 9, and I used to love seeing that damage, that wherever I hurt them, it's gonna show on their body. But I realized a lot of these things that I want, it's probably not gonna happen, but a man can dream, right? If I can get even half of the things on this list, I would be extremely happy. Even if I don't, I'm just a fan. At the end of the day, I'll still play the heck out of this game. Either way, I recently just got back into Mortal Kombat, so if you guys want to talk about Mortal Kombat, or just chat, or just watch, please go. You can just join my Twitch and my Discord. I'll be live tonight over at Twitch at 6 p.m. Thanks for stopping by, and if you made it this long, be a pal and hit the subscribe button and the like button, and leave a comment if you enjoyed the video. I'm gonna be doing a lot more Mortal Kombat videos, so stay tuned. I'll see you guys later, and for the challenge.